Assalamu alaikum. Bismillah, alhamdulillah. Okay, I want to talk about something extremely important for converts and for everybody else in the community, all right? And I mean, I may have mentioned this, you'll find my mention of this problem throughout the videos in this series, but I really haven't gone into much detail, okay? So first of all, let me explain, all right, that any convert brothers and sisters out there who are trying to provide some kind of service for fellow converts, okay? I'm not knocking you, okay, at all. When I conceptualized the Medina Network back in 2013, okay, I never, even though I know that I have made the only comprehensive and properly founded, structure and architecture and plan, but I never intended that the Medina Network would be like the only thing. I just intended, number one, when I started out, is to advocate for converts, my fellow convert brothers and sisters, because I know that we're in like a world of suffering, and to advocate to make sure that the community starts addressing things and doing it right, because I know that nothing has been done right, ever. Okay, Arabs and Desis don't ever do anything right. Okay, and if you go through through this series, I'm up to like 48 videos now. Okay, I lay everything out. All right. But I'm talking about really because like it's been tried over and over and over and over and over again, and the reason that these so-called convert programs, revert programs, new Muslim programs, why they always fail, okay? And it's mainly for two reasons. Number one is that when they were set up, okay, they'd never been set up on the proper foundation, which means the proper assessment and analysis of the situation. Okay? And that is typical for the way Arabs and Desis do things. Okay? It's always just some harebrained idea. Okay? They never really fully, investigate, research, get an intelligent understanding of what needs to be done before they start. And then the second thing is that these programs, okay, are going to be limited by two things. Okay, number one is that anything that Arabs and Desis are involved in, okay, they're going to put restrictions on what you do. We've seen this over and over again. Converts setting up, we know what we're doing, set up our programs, get them going right, and then, mashallah, get thrown out of the masjid. When you've got, 100 people right there who are attending regularly, okay? And the second thing is because we don't have serious funding, all right? So I'm just going to go into this subject more, and usually what you'll find as far as attendance to these programs, typically it's someone who has entered Islam not that long ago, all right? But the experienced converts who have been around know, okay, this doesn't do anything for me. It's just another harebrained, superficial, attempt, and it's just a matter of time before, the converts attending are going to leave, I mean, it's because we've seen it over and over and over and over and over until we're dizzy. Okay. Um, but there are reasons why doing this causes more very serious problems for converts, and that's actually what I wanted to get into. So the first point is that because they don't actually solve a single problem, and converts have very serious problems, okay? Um, and I mean, and I've talked about this. There is a difference between help and solution, okay? Converts need solutions, actual solutions, all right? And these organizations and efforts, they don't have it, all right? And they won't have it. Okay, you will have to have something like the Medina Network, okay, before converts can get our problem solved, all right? So these things, they don't solve any serious problem, all right? So a convert will attend, enjoy it, a little companionship, whatever, until they run into something in their lives that has to be solved, and they're looking at it and saying, there's no solution here, you know. But setting these things up, this is like the big problem, the big danger that it causes converts, is that having these things, these little convert blah blah blah, whatever, okay, it leaves the community with the false understanding, the false impression that they are doing something for converts. And I just got through explaining, okay, they're not. All right. Um, because they never have the right concept of actual convert support. And I get into this later that, like, I'm the only one who's, ever gone into like a full presentation on the real meaning of convert support, and Arabs and Desis don't have it. Programs, and I've had videos where I explained, don't ever think about converts the way you think about, okay, yourselves. We are not in your situation. Don't think about a program, quote unquote, for converts the way you would think about a ladies program in the masjid, an education program in the masjid, a social program in the masjid, or even a youth program. Okay, the convert, that's not what we need. All right. But you've got those of us in the community who know what the hell we're doing, and we've had the solutions ready. I'm going on, I'm in my 7th year, okay, since I developed the Medina Network. And in that 7 years, these little programs have been tried and failed and tried and failed and failed and tried and blah, blah, blah. And the community has lost more converts, hundreds of converts in 7 years, destroyed more lives of converts, have a convert sister that committed suicide. You've had converts, walking out of the community, and it's going to continue even with these programs. I mean, you have to do things right, guys. And that's the second thing, is that these programs have ignored the most experienced converts, the most educated converts in the community. We've been here for decades. We know what the hell we're doing. And, these organizations, Masajid, and even the convert brothers and sisters who run these things won't look up the people in the community who know what the hell we're doing. Okay? There is a bit of opportunism going on. All right? Yeah, any convert gets offered a position, they're going to jump on it. But you've got people now running these programs who are, I'm not saying they're bad people, okay, but they don't know what they're doing. All right. And again, it's just this issue, that if you're working under, Arabs and Desis, okay, you're jacked, you're screwed, okay. We've seen that over and over again. You'll want to do things your way, and at some point, the Arab and Desi overlords are gonna say no, okay. It's because they don't know shit, and they shouldn't be involved at all. Like I said in one of the sessions, all we need is the funding. That's what Islam requires. Hand over the money. We've got the programs and the solutions. All right. But again, also because all of these programs are Quasi-Islam. All right. And you need to go back and look to understand what Quasi-Islam means. If the community had ever actually done actual Islam, you wouldn't need these programs. Okay. If you had the Islam of Medina going on in the masajid, okay, our problems would be solved. Or at least, if, like I said, if the community would hand over the money, converts will run it. We know what the hell we're doing. We've got everything built and ready to go. But that's not what you're doing. Okay, you've on the foundation and the model of Quasi-Islam, you've extended a very false idea of convert support. Okay, it's Quasi-Islam. All right. And I had one session where I talked about how Quasi-Islam extends, okay, from its origin and then in 1,000 directions. And that's where the community is, and that's why the community has bankrupted Islam to build more and more fake masajid, okay? And continuing like this, Allah will continue His punishment and His destruction all over the Muslim world because you're still destroying the lives of converts. Allah is going to destroy you. I'm sorry. And I had, back in 2015, 5 years ago, my presentation at MAS, at Mass in Richardson. Okay, it's the best presentation on the subject that's ever been done. And there were a lot of converts there, okay? But again, it's in one ear and out the other, and then, so you got the people then running these programs, and most of them, they weren't at my presentation, and so there you are, over and over and over again, setting things up when you don't know what you're doing, all right? Okay, so I hope this clarifies, brothers, sisters. Really, I'm not hating on you. Okay, I understand you're trying to do what you can do, but there are problems with this, and I know that what you're doing isn't solving everything. But again, go back through this video. What I'm saying here is that you are causing a problem. Okay, because you're providing that mistaken idea that now the community has convert support and you don't, and converts are being lost and destroyed. Okay, and I don't want you to be a part of that, but that's kind of where you are. Okay, Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.